Assalamualaikum and good day. My name is Kari Haris bin Kari Nizam.
My name is Muhammad Isfahan bin Masawadi.
My name is Muhammad Aiman.
And my name is Muhammad Alif Aiman bin Azizan.
Okay, we are from Group 1. So for introduction, in this presentation, we will present about the task that is given to us, which is to create a simple network. So we chose to focus on one network, which is wireless network. And we use the Cisco packet tracer to simulate the wireless network. Packet tracer is a Cisco system developed cross-platform visual simulation framework that enables users to create network topologies and imitate existing computing networks. The app lets developers use a graphical command line interface to emulate the setup of Cisco routers and switches. It represents a learning environment for use in the exploration of computer network architecture and analysis. It is based on a basic but reliable networking interface model and related protocols. In this series of operations, when designing network models, we focus on the process needed. The kit is something more than a basic programming platform for the model network. In a separate sequence of tasks, the simulation element of the kit is discussed. We need to pick suitable devices such as routers, switches, hubs, and make physical connection by attaching cables to serial and fast Ethernet ports from the packet tracer part list in order to start communication between end user devices and to design a network. So for next section, I'll ask Isfahan to explain the steps on how to set up a wireless network.
So, I will explain the steps on how to set up a wireless network. Copper crossover were used to connect router 0 to server 0. Copper straight through were used to connect PC O to switch O and switch O to router O. Automatically, choose connection type were used to connect access point to switch O. All devices which are PC1, laptop, tablet, smartphone and printer will connect to access point wirelessly. Next, Aiman will tell how to share files between PC in a network.
For sharing file between PC in a network between PCO and PC1 on the network, we will use command prompt FTP first. On the serve, go to services and enter the FTP to create a username and password. After that, click add. On PC0, go into the desktop and enter the text editor to create a text file and save it as 123.txt to share to PC1 prompt. Okay, so go back to desktop and enter command prompt on the active line, which is indicated by the prompt C FTP 10.1.1.1 and enter for username and password that have been created before. It will be indicated by the prompt FTP and type dir and it will display the result, but the text file 123.txt is not present. When go to server 0, enter to services and go to FTP. The text file 123.txt is there. On PC1, go to desktop and enter command prompt. Enter on the active line which is indicated by the prompt. See FTP 10.1.1.1 and enter for username and password that have been created before. It will be indicated by the prompt FTP and type dir and it will display the result. The text file with the text file 123.txt there. So next, Alif will explain the steps on checking a connection between devices in a network using command prompt.
Now I will explain the steps on checking a connection between devices in a network using command prompts. To check that the two PCs, which is PC0 and PC1, are connecting, we will direct each PC to ping the other. On PC0, go into the desktop and enter the command prompt and also enter on the active line ping 20.1.1.3 and it will display the result. Next, on PC1, Go into the desktop and enter the command prompt and onto the active line pin 20.1.1.1 and it will display the result. Next, Carol will explain the steps on checking the IP address of devices that connected to your network using command prompt.
So the steps on checking the IP address of devices that connected to your network using command prompt is firstly, we will use command prompt ipconfig. The IP address for PC1 is 20.1.1.3. On PC1, go into the desktop and enter the command prompt. Enter on the active line which is indicated by the prompt C ipconfig and it will display the result. Next, on laptop 5, go into desktop and enter the command prompt. Enter on the active line which is indicated by the prompt C ipconfig and it will display the result.
So, for the steps on viewing a list of stations that connected in the network using command prompt, we will be using the command prompt show IP interface brief on router 0, go into the CLI and enter on the active line, which is indicated by the prompt router EN. After that, it will indicate the router hashtag and type show IP interface brief and will display a list of stations that are connected to a network result.
Last but not least, to send a message between devices in the network, click the Add Simple PDU icon and drag the message icon to the PC that we want to send a message. In the figure above, it sends the message from PC 0 to router 0. First, open the simulation panel to see the movement of the message. The status of the network tool will display successful, the source and the destination if the message is sent to the PC successfully.
Shell, learning with wireless communication technologies not only requires knowledge of theoretical knowledge but can also be practiced through hands-on experiments. Simulators have been shown to be helpful in aiding teaching in the educational process. This is presented by Cisco Packet Tracer simulators used in wireless communication undergraduate course. That's all from us. Thank you and have a nice day.